Hello, everybody. This is a special video for me that I hope you enjoy. Today, we are doing a reading of my newly published picture book entitled A Spring Festival to Remember. We are going to go through the book, and I'll also give you some additional Spring Festival vocabulary. Check it out. My name is Kevin. For those who do not know me, I am an English teacher and a writer who teaches both ESL and native English speakers. I specialize in writing and speaking, and I teach elementary school, high school, and university students to help them achieve better grades and create opportunities for their future. Today we're doing a reading of picture book A Spring Festival to Remember, which is recently published. It's available on Amazon, and if you'd like to check it out, please do so. If you want some more information about the book, you can visit my website, kevindonor.com. You can see here the front cover featuring a small child and a Chinese lantern with some different memories inside. Here we have a dedication and copyright page. This book I dedicate basically to my family. It is a souvenir to my family, and it's also a big, big thank you to China, 非常感谢, whose people have always made me feel like home. A Spring Festival to Remember. In the middle of one long winter, my parents had been working too hard and needed a break. We hadn't seen my Chinese grandpa in many years, so we decided to spend Spring Festival in the countryside. The airport service picked us up at 4 a.m. We sped along country roads in the dark. Soon enough, the city lights appeared and we were arriving at Pearson Airport. Soaring up, up, up in the sky, above the cloud blanket. My mom and I got a little sleep and gave Dad time to think. After 36 hours of traveling by van, 3 planes, and a taxi, we arrived at my grandparents' home. We had dumplings for breakfast at 5:30 in the morning, then went to bed. On the morning of the big celebration, we bundled up. It was minus 30 degrees, but that didn't stop us. Grandpa and I hung Spring Festival couplets on the front gate. Grandpa laid out a long trail of firecrackers and lit them. They exploded in pops and crackles that would scare away any monster. I stood back a little, just to be safe. After Grandma and Mama had swept away all the dust and bad luck, they spent the rest of the morning cooking in the kitchen. We had a feast of 10 dishes and were so stuffed after. Everyone took a little nap. In the evening, we sat on the warm Kong and made dumplings with all my favorite fillings. Pork, shrimp, and mushrooms. Beef and carrots. Eggs and chives. Grandma taught me how to pinch each dumpling to keep all the goodness inside. We even made a sun dumpling. Grandma says whoever gets it will be lucky this year. That night, we watched the Spring Festival Gala. Grandma and Grandpa gave me a red envelope full of red money. I get to spend half on a Lego Bricks dumpling restaurant, and my parents will put the other half in the bank. Fireworks lit up the night sky in flashes and streaks of colors. Around midnight, we sat down to a huge dumpling feast. I must have eaten about 50. And guess what? I even got the sun dumpling. After a few days' rest, we cabbed to Harbin. We strolled along Center Street licking ice cream, making our way down to the flood control monument and the Songhua River. At Sophia Cathedral, the snowflakes fluttered and glistened like angel wings. We made it to Harbin's ice and snow world the night before it closed. The air turned crisp and cold. With huge shining sculptures, ice slides, ATVs to ride, and live music all around, we forgot all about our chilly bones. Barbecued kebabs and twice fried sweet and sour pork are real comfort foods. To make this spring festival even better, we surprised my grandparents by taking them to see some of China's famous cities for the first time. We climbed the Great Wall, and I waited for everyone to catch up. We visited the Forbidden City and Summer Palace. If my home was as big as these places, I'd invite all my friends over to play hide and seek. In Tiananmen Square, I waved my flag high. Treat yourself to Beijing specialties like soybean sauce noodles and roast duck. After seeing China's capital, we hummed along at 300 kilometers an hour on a fast train towards Hangzhou. My dad and I ran around West Lake playing tag in the setting sun. In the water town of Wujian, we drifted along canals, looking up at cobblestone streets and bridges, feeling like we were living in ancient times. Some unforgettable Hangzhou dishes are Westlake fish in vinegar sauce and braised pork belly. Next, we flew to Chongqing and cruised along the Yangtze River under the golden glow of Hongya Cave. Deep in Fairy Mountain, our shouts echoed past a monkey face in the wall and out through an opening shaped like a flying fish. My dad could handle the numb and spicy beef noodle soup, but when Mama challenged him to the medium spicy hot pot, his face turned redder than a Chinese lantern. Our final fast train stopped in Xi'an. We rode a cable car up mighty Mount Hua, then hiked like soldiers up to a lookout. I wanted to cuddle the pandas at the wildlife park, but they aren't stuffies. Pandas are strong, special creatures that come from Sichuan. The next day, we drove out to where some farmers found thousands of Emperor Qin Huang's terracotta warriors. I'd like to build a big army in Minecraft to protect me in heaven. We crammed into a tuk-tuk. In seas of scooters, we sped past the bell tower into thin streets lined with people eating barbecue. Smoke and laughter danced together in the evening air. There are so many mouth-watering dishes in Xi'an. I highly recommend the biang noodles and lamb soup with crumpled pita. China has so many beautiful cities, we couldn't possibly see them all in one trip. When we got tired of traveling, we flew back to Heilongjiang province and rested at Grandma and Grandpa's for a few days. One silent, frosty morn, Grandpa and I climbed a winding road to the top of a mountain. We filled 2 jugs full of fresh water. I saw the village below, with its stick fences and smoky chimneys. I spotted brown cows in chicken wire cages filled with cornless cobs. On the way back, Grandpa let the sled go, and I chased it as it picked up speed and bounced off the snowbanks. Soon it was time to say goodbye. Although we were a little sad to go, this really was a spring festival to remember, and we look forward to making many more. Here you can see a brief introduction of the author, and I won't read this verbatim. I hail from a little town called Collingwood, not too far from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We have the largest freshwater beach in the world and the best skiing in the province. I've been writing for over 25 years, and this is the last book I worked on, but it is the first to be published. And there are many, many more good things that are coming to fruition that I'm pushing into the light of day, and you will see very soon. Again, if you'd like to purchase this book, you can get it on Amazon or visit my website for more information. If you enjoy it in any way, feel free to give me a review. I greatly appreciate it. Beautiful. Now what we're going to do is make this a little lesson, as most of our classes are, and we'll just look at some of the specific Spring Festival vocabulary that you can find in my book, A Spring Festival to Remember. The first decoration that is very important are the spring couplets, and you can hang those anywhere. A lot of people hang them on their front doors. So just make sure that when you're decorating for the spring festival that you have some spring couplets. It's a very, very beautiful decoration. Firecrackers. We have two kinds of bien pao, and the one on the ground that cracks and pops, those are called firecrackers. They're a lot of fun. And if we go back to ancient Chinese tradition and folklore, we know that the firecrackers were used to scare away the monster called Nian. Feast is not only a spring festival word, it is one of my all time favorite English words. It simply means a big meal. As we know, for holidays and festivals, we often get together with family and friends and have a feast. And in this case, sometimes if we're relaxed, um, if we eat too much, maybe we're at grandma's house, it's nice to have a little nap after your feast, or maybe go out and take a walk, get some fresh air. Another huge Spring Festival activity. It would not be Spring Festival without the dumplings. In this book, we talk about some of our favorite fillings, the char that you find inside the dumpling. And yeah, making dumplings is not easy. I'm not so good at it. I'm learning. But it's a wonderful activity that you can do with your family on Spring Festival. Because as it mentions in this book, and as you know, if you celebrated Spring Festival, um, around midnight, 12 o'clock at night on the Spring Festival day, you will have a big dumpling feast. Again, remember, pinch those dumplings properly so they don't open up and all the goodness stays inside. Another really, really amazing Spring Festival event, and it's one of the biggest um, productions in terms of TV and film in the world, Probably the most watched TV show in the world, I would say, must be, is the Spring Festival Gala. And you can watch it in the evening before you have your dumpling feast. And I think it's on for, I don't know, it's on for several hours and features some amazing variety sketches, comedy, lots of singing and dancing, and some wonderful hosts as well. It's really, really an amazing event. And of course, Spring Festival wouldn't be complete by giving and receiving a red envelope. And as it mentions in the book, a red envelope with red money, which are those eBay, the 100 renminbi bills that you can get. Save your money for a rainy day, or spend it on something that you really enjoy. Um, Last but not least, the night of Spring Festival is filled with endless fireworks, explosions of colors streaking across the night sky. Fireworks are amazing. We light fireworks, we light firecrackers, um, and but always take care and be safe while doing so. Brilliant. That concludes our little reading of my book, Spring Festival. To remember, um, I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful Spring Festival this year and stay happy, healthy, have a very productive and prosperous 2026. Thank you and take care. We'll see you all very soon. Bye.